Pumpkins, welcome back to the channel. I'm so excited. Today we are bringing dinner back to the surface, and I'm very, very honored to be interviewing and having just a fun conversation with a gentleman that I've been admiring on the internet for some time now, Manuel. If you have not heard of him, I'm gonna plaster all of his shit right here. We're about to get on the phone together, and I'm like quite nervous because this motherfucker is fine as hell, but that's not what this is about. We are talking to him because there's so much beyond the surface that I have explored and seen through his stories, and he has been so gracious to sit down for a video with me on the channel and talk about some more intellectually deep things. We're gonna talk about gay relationships, romance versus friendship. We're gonna talk about my ideas of him being a hyper-masculine gay man and what the masculine versus feminine card looks like in the gay world. Everybody's got a different definition of it. It's super relative. And then I also want to talk about his experience in the music industry and what that's going to look like as he grows, because I think he has quite the career coming his way. And I wonder all the time, when people step into this industry, are they really going to ride hard and be like, I'm gay, or are they going to let their art speak for themselves? So I say, let's get him on FaceTime.
Jake Jones.
I'm really dying right now because I need to tell them that I really just fucked that up. He had this we did this really cute intro, and I was like, we haven't really met, but we have met. And now I have to fully start over because my ass wasn't recording you. But I just want to say it is an honor to have him here. We're doing this whole thing over again, and he's like, oh, this is the art of what it looks like to be a fraud. And that's true. But he's being such a sweetheart with me, making all my mistakes. But he was just giving me the cutest little intro before I ask all about his relationships. I found out 30 seconds ago, this motherfucker has been married, has been divorced.
Oh my god.
Is this correct?
A lot of drama.
That's the drama. And how's my Aussie accent, by the way? From Melbourne, Australia.
You have Melbourne accent.
You know, I can try, you know?
Try,
I was gonna wait for you to tell me if my Melbourne accent was pretty good. Actually, that might be a little more
British.
A little more British, yeah. Sydney,
Yeah.
Australia. No.
I need to say,
No.
Hi, mate.
Hi,
How
Mike.
are ya?
Okay. Look at you.
That would be more close to what it is.
How are you, mate?
Or you start short and putting all the words short is with R at the end. Nor.
I'm just gonna give up right here, right now. I'm just gonna call it a quit because I'm just.
Keep practicing though.
Okay, I will. Because if I call you again, I've got to seem a little more Australian. Because you're what? At this point, you consider yourself an Australian, right? You've taken up.
No way.
Oh no.
Not even trying. Literally, look at hear my accent. It's really thick.
No, I know, but how long have you been in Sydney now?
I've been almost 4 years.
Okay, so you're
I will always be. There's people that say half, for example, Argentinian, Australian, but personally, I don't feel Australian because the cultures are so different one to the other. I would say that I enjoy living in Australia. My partner is Australian, but I am Argentinian. I'm Latin.
Okay, well, I think that's a perfect segue to get started. So can we get a little bit of the backstory of, can I say this, your ex-husband and how that?
Oh my god, I feel like a housewife.
Let's put it all on blast.
I don't know.
Well, let me ask a better question to start. Have you always been a relationship-oriented guy?
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay, have you always kind of idolized monogamy?
Yeah, actually, I can say that. Yeah, I think the relationship that I achieve now, that I have now, is completely different, and it's a different plane of life, and yeah, I'm really proud of. But to get to this type of relationship that I have, that is really trust and confidence and actually friendship, partnership, I would say. The ones before were a little bit of a disaster.
Is it because it felt intoxicating? It was almost too romantic? It was too...
No.
Did the flame burn a little too hard, as they say?
Well, we say especially Latin people, we are fiery. A little bit it's all intense.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it's a matter of understanding with the other person. My partner.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we're actually in the same level of everything. We're really similar in terms of personality and like values in life.
That I think
And
is
like,
that
yeah.
allows the most compatible lifestyle, I would say. And it sounds
Yeah.
like, well, how long have you been with your current partner?
2 years and a half almost.
Wow. Okay. Congrats.
It flies. Time flies.
It does. It does. One thing I wanted to say was I feel as if, I don't know if you still abide by monogamy, but like monogamy to me, or the gay men that root for monogamy or idolize it or want that out of their life, I think it's so rare these days. Do you feel yourself, even in your relationship, do you feel yourself being approached on, or do you feel like people question the strength of your monogamous relationship often because of like the way you and your boyfriend look?
I think that, of course, there's people that talk, but like usually people that get to know us straight away, we are really. I consider that we are a really couple of like really friendly people.
Yeah.
Both of us. And like, for example, if we go to a festival or we meet people, like we straight away include them in the group. But I think it's all about energy, and like it's the energy that you project in people.
Yeah.
We have like actually one bad experience in LA when we went on holiday, and it was all a little bit of a misunderstanding, I think.
Okay.
So this guy, I knew him from Instagram, and like he invited us over, like to, everything is escalating to a different topic, but sorry.
No, this is how I wanted it to go.
So, well, this guy invited us like to go for a drink, like, oh yeah, bring your partner. So the thing is that the night ended up really, really bad, and like the energy didn't flow there, like in a friendship way. But most of the time, literally, we are lucky and we have like really friendly people around. And I don't think we give that energy of like fuck boys. I think one thing is Instagram, what you see in Instagram, and a completely different thing is like the personality of a person.
I completely agree. I think I get really lucky when it comes to my persona on Instagram, because my first forward-facing thing is just like my personality. It's a lot, honestly. But for
That's
someone
fantastic.
Thank you, I appreciate that. For someone like you, where aesthetics or the way something looks is very forward-facing on your Instagram, I myself dealt with the assumptions of looking at your page and just being like, wow. And then like what really drew me in was your interaction with people on your stories. And then what really drew me in was your interaction with your boyfriend. I was like, this guy seems very, like, this sounds like I'm love bombing a little bit, but I was like, you just seem like a really great individual. And I think as somebody who really idolizes monogamy and feels as if now in the gay community, it feels more and more rare. I think seeing you with your partner, it gives me this level of hope of like, these are two like wildly attractive men who have found one another. They cross over on so many morals, on so many ideals that they have in their heart. Like, Jake's gonna find that, you know what I mean? And
I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for saying that.
well, it means a lot. And I really guarantee I'm not the only one that like follows you, sees your life, and thinks the same way. And that's probably why you do have the following you do. There's a level of like, I would love to go straight into the idea of this guy and the story you just told about LA. To me, it's a really good example of the ideas of like romantic relationships with gays and friendship relationships with gays. There's really blurred lines in between that for a lot of us, because our community, it's really normal to like have sex with your friends. For me, that has never been a normal thing. For me, I've only really.
For me too. I don't see myself like literally having sex with friends.
Yeah. I don't know. I was raised in a world where like that was really a messy thing. But with who you are and the way you project yourself on Instagram, do you constantly, or do you at times feel as if people want something more from you than just friendship?
It happens, yeah. But like you need to be sure of yourself and like what are your values and what can you offer and what can you not. Like you need to have like that those limits. So I was always, no, that's a lie. I would say that I'm really good like putting boundaries to people. I'm really good putting boundaries to disrespectful people.
Yeah.
I'm really bad putting boundaries to friendship. It has happened before, and it's not a really good experience because when you consider someone as a friend, it's because you really appreciate that person and you have love for that person.
Yeah.
And it's really hard, like, to have to say goodbye to a good friend because of a situation that it goes, like, out of your hands. And yeah, it happened I think once. But yeah, you will never have the right way to respond to something like that, because it's not on your hands, you know.
Yeah,
you can just, like, set the boundary, but it's gonna, like, if it is really happening, that miscommunication of, like, feelings is gonna fall apart.
Yeah, I think I can get really confused sometimes because our community has a lot of, like I said, blurred lines, but some of those blurred lines could be like physical forms of affection. So like I'll step into parties sometimes and people will like kiss me on the lips or kiss me on the cheek, and it's nothing overtly sexual, or like they'll put their arm around my waist. And there is a weird signal inside of me that wants to sit there and be like, I want to let these people know I'm not interested. And the truth is, they might not be interested. They might just be submitting to this culture that's very friendly, that's very overtly physical in affection. Because sometimes I can be physical in affection as well, but I do think there is a polarizing level of hookup culture, remaining friends, and then when it's time to like segue into what you want something to be romantically. So I would love to hear from you how your first marriage was throughout its course and like its timeline and how it impacted you.
So we got married around my 24 years old.
Oh my God.
And we were together like for 2 years.
Oh my God, you've really always been a relationship guy.
I have.
That's so sweet. That's literally so fucking sweet.
But yeah, like, but you learn with all those experiences. So in particularly that experience, we got married because it was actually for love, but it will facilitate for us like to travel together.
Okay.
That way. So the thing is that I moved to Australia, and he's supposed to move to Australia.
Okay.
But he couldn't because of COVID. COVID happened. So I ended up being here, and he ended up being back in Argentina, and we kind of like managed to keep going for almost a year together on distance, and literally the things didn't work out. And it was actually really, really sad and really heartbreaking, but not specifically in the moment that we end up the relationship. It was heartbreaking the whole year. So it was literally like a process of separation for the whole year, that it was miscommunication because it was a different time zone. Like here was the day and there was the night.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Vice versa, you know. It was really, really hard. Like, and sometimes he wanted to spend time with their friends in the time that we could talk. And like we had like a difference of priorities then, and then it swapped around because you know how it is in life, you know, it's karma, it swaps. Sometimes you're on the good and sometimes you're on the bad. But yeah, it was mostly like a miscommunication. Before I moved here, because we were going on long distance, he decided we're gonna open the relationship, and that was like actually 2 weeks after getting married. So that's a little bit like...
How was that for you?
A bomb. That was a lot. And logically thinking like he, in some way he was right, because like, how are we gonna do like 1 year apart?
Yeah.
You know? It was obvious that like, I mean, we are human beings. You're gonna feel something for other person that shows you affection.
Yeah.
If you're like that time a part of your partner, you know? With all the respect of like for open relationships, I haven't met not even one relationship that has survived in like more than I don't know 5 years, because you're open to like literally you're letting in someone like to I don't know intimate, and like there's feelings. I mean, even if you don't want to, or if you say that, oh yeah, my feelings are super strong for my partner, like you're literally letting someone like a stranger to get in to you know. I don't know if I explain myself.
I think I mean I have kind of an analogy for open relationships, but it's the idea of how can your intimacy with your partner ever be compromised if nobody's allowed in, and there's like this whole, if you open and leave a door open, like there will be rats in the camp. There's like this whole saying. But for me, the idea of falling out of love with somebody can happen in a much more accelerated way if you're allowing other avenues of like romantic physical intimacy with other people. You're so right. Like, how do you sit there, have extreme distance where it sounds like your ex-husband couldn't leave Argentina at all? How do you go from being in Australia and tell somebody, no, I really want you to commit your physical intimacy to me for the entirety of the year? Like, we're young. We are.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
We are.
But another thing is, like, we were really, first of all, I need to say that how amazing, like, you explained what I wanted to say, and I struggled for 45 minutes.
No, shut up. You did
like
not.
that.
You did
My
not.
God.
You did not. That's
No,
sweet.
like, really, really well spoken, actually. That was what I wanted to say. Was good.
Well, you led me to say that. Let's just say that.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say actually is that we were like, of course he had more experience than me in life, and he had an open relationship before, and he really believes in that, and I didn't, and I don't actually. So that's why it was kind of like with the miscommunication. It was like because of like we were like based on different beliefs, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why it didn't work.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing person, and literally he's good. Like,
Well, I mean, to be honest, it sounds like you still have not a love, but it seems like you still have great feelings towards him, which speaks highly of both of you. Just to be honest, it means hopefully
it was a partner in life. Like,
Yeah.
you learn what you need to learn, and you move on. I mean,
yeah.
if it doesn't fit the shoe, why are you gonna push? You know?
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many things you brought up, but the realism of like what your situation was, having to open it and maybe saying to yourself, like, I'm compromising a value of mine because of the situation we're in. I hate this, but I also love this man. And I don't want to, and I don't want my choice in depriving him of something to be his end all decision to leave me at some point. So you get backed up into a corner and you sit there and you're like,
happens. I'm pretty sure that's what it happens when somebody opens the relationship, is because something is not really working. And I'm being really judgmental at the moment, and I'm sorry.
You are not. You were being like so fucking sweet. Oh, give me 1 second, wait. Okay, if I go over 20 minutes, my camera's just like, we're done. Going back to like what you were saying, I was wondering if I could ask you, in your current relationship, you spoke to this level of like, I mean, you indicated to me what feels like this relationship feels more mature. It feels elevated. It sounds like you have a much more secure situation today. As somebody who admires that, I'm curious, is there certain things that you and your partner both give each other, whether that's communication, whether that's quality time, that allows you both to feel secure and validated, what I would guess daily?
Definitely, yeah. I think so. It's a lot of there's a lot of communication. We're literally, he's my best friend, I would say. I mean, I have friends, of course, but like the level of trust that we have with each other is, I really, really appreciate, and I'm really grateful that I was lucky enough like to find a guy like him.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm really, really lucky. He's super. He's a really pure person, and every single person that met him and that knows him, it's impossible not to love him, because he's like such a sweetheart.
Did you guys hear that? They're gonna get married soon. He just professed his love for his boyfriend.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I'm making crazy assumptions. If anybody wants to speak that way about me at some point, I'm fully open. Like, my DMs are open. Do I check them? Not really. But if somebody wants to declare their love for me, I'm here. I'm sorry, that was really cute. Well, beautiful. I love hearing that. And like, to banter on romance, I could do it forever and ever. But I would love to like talk a little bit about music. And would you call yourself like a pop star at all? Could I call you a pop star?
I don't know. The thing is that it's really early stages. I think in music, what I have learned like so far is that what you do, the music that you do, like in the very beginning, I don't think it defines you, because it all mutates and it all like it's all like an experimental situation. So you never know where you're gonna end up. You know, look at Taylor Swift. She ended up doing she started doing country, and she now is pop.
She's a pop star.
But I would say that I really like dream pop.
Okay.
Like electronic dream pop.
Okay.
So let's see where we end up.
Okay. Now, you mentioned on your story not too long ago, you said there was somebody whose music I think you liked best. And you mentioned somebody I did not know. But to go on to that, is there a place where you would like to see your music career really flourish to? Because, like, I have an idea for you, but I'm going to let you speak first.
So, first of all, we are moving to LA next year. So, yeah. Pursuing, like, music career and, like, modeling and all that. And
you and I might be in LA at the same time.
I want big. I want literally, like, everything. I'm not really conformist. I'm not really, like, being I don't like being in a comfortable zone, so...
So you want to step outside your comfort zone?
Definitely, yeah.
Absolutely. Ripley's Believe It or Not, I'm making this as a declaration, but I've said this before. By the end of January this year, I plan on dropping like a mixed media project, and music's going to be involved. So you might have like a little competition, but I think you're going to far outpace me. So just know that.
Yay, that's really cool.
I think like if I can say what I see for you, and this is just like, this is me just playing around. I think I see you moving in a very... Do you like Troye Sivan? Do you follow Troye Sivan at all?
I love him.
Okay, so I think Troye Sivan has like this phenomenal mix of very stylized, fashion forward, mixed with like phenomenal... I would say he kind of has like some dreamy pop music. I think you could be in the same boat, where it's like you and your music videos are so style forward. Your music matches. I just see like a lot of crossover of you probably eventually like walking the Met carpet at the Met Gala, and then most likely dropping just sonically incredible albums and projects. And then I think the music videos are just going to be like game over. So I'm saying that all to you to like give you a compliment, but I also want to say like bring it on. No, I'm just kidding.
Bring it on, bitch. Yeah, definitely.
Because I can like the only thing I have in my corner is like I can dance, and then I can like kind of sing, but not really.
You can sing. Definitely, you can sing.
You haven't heard me sing. Don't lie.
I did actually. You did a video singing, no?
No.
I'm pretty sure I saw something the other day.
On my YouTube channel?
I was scrolling to your page.
Uh-oh. Okay, maybe you did see something. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I did see something.
Okay.
And yeah, definitely.
Okay, now I'm getting
embarrassed. We need to do something together, you know?
I would die.
That would be really
You can't say that to me. You can't say that to me. That's freaking me out.
We're gonna be closer next year. We're gonna be closer to each other.
Well, I need you to understand, like, LA's looking like a more, like, it... With where my life is going, it looks like I'll be in LA at some point. Just being honest.
We will be.
Okay.
We will be.
I'm gonna follow up on you with that because that's kind of a crazy.
We have it on video.
I know, and I'm gonna publish it, so people are gonna be like up my ass no matter what about it. Okay, I do want to ask you this because I think Sam Smith has kind of spoken to this point before, and I think as creators, you and I, being gay, I never voluntarily like step forward with like, I'm gay. Like, I'm not trying to punch my audience in the face with my sexuality. I'm just trying to be myself, and then my sexuality comes to the forefront because there is a lot of crossover with self-identity, with who we are. I do want to ask you, when it comes to where you want to go in your music career, do you think being gay is a flag that you should wave the entire time?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah. Especially nowadays, we need to like be loud. We need to like show ourselves. It's like a situation that is really delicate at the moment, but also it's really important because like a lot of artists are like showing themselves and like being proud of like being gay in any way. But also like it's so contradictional with what is happening in the rest of the world regarding like gay people. I don't know if you saw in Spain, there's like a big like movement that they hate people for being homosexual, or like it's actually really crazy. So I think in this situation we need to be loud and we need to like show ourselves, like, and be proud of it. Literally, the song that I have been, yesterday I went to the studio. We're gonna release
Is this an
a
exclusive?
song like next year. That's really cool. Hey,
is this an exclusive?
Cool. And actually, like, it mentions like a hymn, and it sounds, in some way it sounds weird for me because I have never done that, like to express like in a song. Everyone knows that I'm gay, but like a different thing is like, as you say, like to put it on right. I'm gay, like with the flags, you know. And I think that song is like, it talks about a person that is a he, and it's actually a really massive step for a musician, a gay musician, and it's super important.
I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Maybe it came very naturally. Maybe it wasn't even like a conscious choice. But if it feels, like you said earlier, stepping outside of your comfort zone, I am always going to applaud people for stepping out of their comfort zone, because like you're going to learn a lot and you're going to grow a lot when you do that. I think for me, the one thing I think about, and I think this is maybe not against what you're saying by any measure, but maybe in like a different division, is I think sometimes I see me living my life and representing and creating the art that I want to in the exact way I want to is, for so many other people, the actual demonstration of what it means to be openly gay and openly free. For example, I think there's a part of my life where I don't feel the need to put rainbows on anything at all anymore. Like, I recently went to Pride and I was wearing all black and white because those are quite literally my colors. But there was this reflection of like, you know, do you want a rainbow on your arm? Do you want a rainbow here? Do you want, like, I got that question a lot and I was like, no, but like, I absolutely think it's so obvious by what I'm doing and what I'm wearing that I'm gay. So I think there's this latter half of, I want people to express themselves purely in the way they know how and the way they want to, with the most authenticity. And I don't think that always needs to be this heavy reflection of like, you know, a lot of people would kind of give the demonstration of like Lil Nas. Like, I don't think I need to be twerking on a devil for you to know that I'm gay, and maybe I'm not all that religious, but maybe you'll find that out through whatever art I demonstrate as time goes on. And does that mean someone like you, as your career grows, does that mean you need to perform at every single Pride you get offered? You know, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, maybe it wouldn't work in your favor. Or maybe you're like, I don't know. Like, I definitely feel like I'm living my life. Being gay is definitely a part of that, but it's not my priority to prove anymore.
No, definitely. I mean, it's something that you are, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. I almost want it, I for some reason, I think the highest level of progression in being gay is being so content with not having to prove it, or being so content with not having to show it. This is somebody who's literally wearing like a G-string sometimes in his videos. Like, this is somebody who's wearing like a full Dalmatian outfit in his last reel. So I don't want to say like that's a reflection of me, but I definitely think as time goes forward, it's just exciting. I think it's an exciting world for like people like you and I now.
I think we're really lucky that we are living in the era that we are living, and we need to be really thankful. And
and I don't, you know, I don't know your exact age, but I think we're close in age. And you come from Argentina, I come from Atlanta, but like I grew up in a world where being gay was just not near the extent to what it is now. I mean, Queer as Folk was on HBO and that was about it. And I grew up with like my mom having gay friends, and that was the biggest progressive move that I've ever seen out of a parent, even with my own gay peers. Like, I'm one of the only people that I feel had parents along the way that just openly had many gay friends. So there's a lot that like our demographic and our age group had to see before being gay was so almost like trendy, as weird as that is to say.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, you're completely right.
Almost.
Now it's like on fashion.
Yeah, now it's like very fashionable to be like, he's gay, or like, you know, they're booking commercials and they're like, get one of the gay ones, like bring in one. Okay, the last thing I would love to talk to you about is when I first see you on the internet every single time. And I think this is so genuine for you, but you give off this aura of like a very masculine energy. Like, if I did not know you were gay otherwise, I would sit there and be like, that's the hottest straight man or hottest man I've just ever seen in my entire life. And And then yet again, you also bring such a content security to you expressing your sexuality. I would love to know, like, has there ever been a conscious decision for you to follow more stereotypically masculine prototypes in your life?
So you know why it's funny? Because when I was a kid, I used to be completely the opposite. I used to be really like dancey and like artistic, and
Yeah.
I'm still artistic, but I think like because like touching again the topic that we were talking about, like because back then in times when we were like little, it wasn't like a really approved thing. I used to have like usually my mom or my family are like, no, don't do that, or don't act like that, or don't. I mean, of course, like they didn't know.
Why are you wearing high heels?
That it was gay.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. I remember that I used to say like a specific word that in Spanish is me fascina. So it will be like, oh, if I say, oh, I'm fascinated by that mirror. I'm fascinated by, and like my mom used to tell me like that word is not for boys. Like don't use that word.
Wow.
It was so hectic, eh? So yeah, no, I used to be like completely different, but I think I changed a lot of ways that I used to be because of that and because of bullying. I used to have a lot of bullying in school, and I have always like put like the chest to the situation, and I have been to fights, and I have literally come back to the house like with my eye like dark, or like having any issue, because I never shut up about that. But just to avoid problems, I think like your mind switch off, switch off certain things, and you like modify yourself so you can live a quiet life without like having to hit yourself with like a guy in the street for something,
Yeah. I think going against like what I just said maybe a few minutes ago, you're bringing up a really good point that almost makes me feel like I should negate everything I just said prior, but the level of what's still accepted now and what's still not, like I think about it in relation to myself of what you just said, where it's like I think I have a high acceptance rate into like how flamboyant I can be because of the way I look. Like I got a comment the other day.
I literally celebrate people. It's good. I think like we need to embrace and celebrate people. And I have a lot of friends that are like dancers and that aren't really in the artistic world, and I love them. I love like to
can I ask you maybe like something that's totally, this is such a stereotypical question. Do you feel like there's something that like people might not know about you that is like the most stereotypical feminine trait about you?
Well, actually, I don't know if that I don't think it is, but like we have a girlfriend with my partner that we went on dinner the other day, and she like had like this shiny lip gloss.
And you went.
It was like, and she started like, oh, come here, like put the lip gloss, and it's actually like a what it is.
Like it's like tinted, like it's got color.
It's hydrates.
Hydrating.
It's hydrating for the lips. So I was like, and I was a little bit drunk, honestly, and I was like, I'm gonna buy that right now. So I literally every single time that we go out in Paris, we bring it in the thing.
Oh, that's cute.
And
that's
I'm
cute.
such a like when I drink, or when I'm like in a social environment, I usually myself, I'm really like reserved and really chill. I'm a little bit more introspective.
Yeah.
But when I'm social, like I'm social. So I grab the lip gloss and I put it myself, and I chase my friends and like put lip gloss, and I chase, and like I literally the whole body end up with lip gloss. But I think I love it, and back in time, I don't think I would be able to be like that. But I think like because I'm surrounded of really good people, lately I allow myself like to do more stuff that makes me happy.
I think the one thing I think that I want to say is, while you were just telling that story, sometimes I wonder if like alcohol or socializing can allow those inhibitions that we've created inside of us to fall, and you revert back to like who you were in your youth. Similar to like I wonder what like I wonder like if young Manuel would have done that exact thing that you just said, like taken his mom's lip gloss or his like mom's lipstick and like done something fun like that, and I'm glad you still have those experiences, and I'm so glad you have.
I think it works. it works in gay people.
Yeah.
That is like a little bit more reserved,
Mm-hmm.
and it works in straight that you know, that
Yeah.
bend a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
No, I mean, these days you're not joking because it's real. But I want to say what an honor it's been to talk to you, and just how meaningful it is that you've opened up so much to me. That really, really means a lot.
Thank you very much. I'm really, really glad.
I want to say I see so much for your future. I think it's awesome when they see people like us come together, and I think that is a big impact. And hold for audio 1 second. But let me get sappy again, okay? But I just want to say, it really means a lot that you were even open to the idea of this. And yeah, I'm really excited for people to see this because, like I mentioned before, I knew and I know that there's so much beneath the surface of Manuel, and I'm so glad you get to show it. And
honestly, it's not. I went along with like your energy, and you have that energy, and I feel really comfortable like talking to you.
I'm so glad.
And I'm really grateful that you choose to invite me to do a video because I really enjoy this.
I'm so glad. And I'm really excited for people to see it, genuinely. Let me tell you this. I can't wait to meet you in person someday. And I bet you it's going to be in LA, okay?
We will, but put a name on it, you know?
What I would like even more, and I'm like gonna like actually, is our first song together is gonna be so fire. I can't wait.
It's gonna be so
It's gonna be so fucking
so gay.
It's gonna be so gay. It's gonna be so gay. Awesome. Manuel, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know.
Beautiful. Thank you very, very much.
And I know we'll talk soon, okay? Mwah.
Definitely.
Adios.
Ciao.
Bye. I'm fully right here realizing I didn't do an outro for shit. I said phone call over, bye bitch. But I want to say thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dinner. The first guest I've ever had on it. Please let me know if you think we should have more. I want to say thank you again to Manuel. That was awesome. And yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Mwah.